Today, we're talking about how to boost your marketing without hiring celebrities or models, how to keep your company's private information a secret, and our special guest today is the founder and CEO of a company that landed a massive client before they even launched. Welcome to Startup Garage Live. We're broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm Vincent.
And I'm Caroline. When we decided where to broadcast our live podcast from, Google Fiber was the obvious choice because of their super fast internet. So we thank them for this partnership. And if you're watching us live on Facebook, you're probably noticing our signal is super sharp and crisp because we have the Google Fiber connection. So thanks to Google Fiber for having us again.
So today we're talking about celebrity influencers. You know, influencer marketing is all of the buzz. And we're talking about, do you actually need to hire the celebrities? Or are there other ways of being able to crowdsource content? And in other news, it was kind of unveiled, but it's always been public, that Gmail app developers can read people's emails if you give them permission. This is creepy to me.
I hate this.
No, this is like since the beginning of Gmail. It has always done this. It's just the first time that anybody's written an article about it.
We're also talking live with Jamie Bibler, the founder and CEO of Vivant Nashville. She's going to be telling us so much about her journey as a startup founder, as a female business owner, how she landed one of her biggest clients before she even officially launched, what mentor relationships have done for her business, and the huge adjustment that she had to make within the first year of being in business.
I'm so excited to learn from her.
I know. Me too.
So, if you like the sound of that, go ahead and follow our channel, subscribe to our channel on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. This will be up on iTunes soon. Just search for Startup Garage Live.
Okay, so do you follow... How are you influenced by, like, celebs on the internet?
I don't follow any of the Kardashians, so I'll start right there.
I figured you were a Kardashian fan.
I don't know. I mean, like tech influencers is probably what I'll follow the most.
Yeah.
So, like Elon Musk for sure is going to be dominating my Twitter feed, which I saw he sent some engineers to Thailand for this cave. Have you been following the cave thing?
Yes, I've been following the cave thing. It's crazy.
4 people out.
I know. It's more
out.
than that now, I think.
Yeah?
I think 8 people are out.
Oh, that's so exciting.
I've been following it. It's amazing. Elon Musk is a good one. I feel like I'm very impressionable when it comes to the fitness influencers.
Okay.
Like I see them and I'm like, I should be doing more of that.
Yeah.
Or they have like the cute workout outfit and I'm like, if I got that, I'd probably be more fit. So there's a new study out that says celebrity influencers are not worth the money for companies. Yeah. So I pulled up some stats on this because I found it to be super, super interesting. So 3 out of 5 consumers are more interested in products recommended by friends or people they know than influencers on social media.
I'm not surprised by that.
Only 36% said that they would make a purchasing decision based on a recommendation from a professional influencer. We're not just talking about Kardashians, we're talking about people who literally their whole job is to be a social media influencer.
Yeah.
Only 36% of people would like, I'll buy that.
Because you do have to wonder, like, I think it's pretty transparent now. People know that other people are getting paid or they're getting a free, give me a free room at any hotel and I'm going to say great things about that hotel.
Yes, and they have to put hashtag ad or hashtag sponsored, so it is more transparent. People realize like this isn't a true endorsement, maybe, but the Instagram influencer market, okay, guess how much the Instagram influencer market is worth.
Holy cow. I mean, TV advertising is switching over there for sure. I'm going to go it's in millions for sure. Potentially reaching $1 billion. Yeah, reaching $1 billion. Yes.
But then on the flip side of that, the majority of marketers are looking to get brand reach through influencers. Over half of them, 56%, are either trying to do it or they can't afford it, but they want to do it. And it's basically, according to at least one study, worthless. So we want to hear what you guys think, our viewers. Do you make decisions based on influencers? Have you made a purchasing decision based on an influencer? Let us know.
I think that's such a misconception, though, is thinking that you have to pay thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to get these A-list celebrities.
Yeah.
You can crowdsource from your own customers. And so if you're a restaurant owner and you see somebody taking a selfie or doing a Snapchat or Instagram story in your restaurant, all they have to do is tag you, and then in the Instagram story, it'll pop up in your Instagram account as a message, and you just hit share that on your Instagram story. But you're right. It's just being able to actually take advantage of it in the moment when you have that person at your business.
Well, and a lot of mainstream brands, like big brands, are switching to more authentic stuff. Like Macy's, ModCloth, Nivea, Vans, Glossier, and Shake Shack were 5 that were
Can we
noted.
talk about Shake Shack for a little
Shake
bit?
Shack's coming
Shake
to
Shack
Nashville.
is coming to Nashville.
I'm so excited. Actually, do you know they're doing a pop-up?
Really? When? Where?
Well, let me tell you. It's July 21st, and it's at Husk.
That's
Superstar
pretty awesome.
Chef Sean Brock is having Shake Shack pop up at Husk before and then the place is opening, the Shake Shack is opening at the Hill Center over by the Whole Foods.
Yep, by the Whole Foods
I'm
in
super
Green
pumped
Hills.
for that. But yes.
Yeah, because we drove by the other day and we, my wife and I, we saw like the construction starting up, but we're excited.
That's a startup. They started as a hot dog cart in Madison Square Park in Manhattan in 2004.
Quite the rise from a
hot
dog cart
to they're coming to Nashville and doing a pop-up at Husk. But the reason I brought up Shake Shack, other than that I'm excited they're coming here, is that they are one of these huge brands that is embracing kind of more authentic content. Yes, these authentic pieces of content, authentic posts, not having famous influencers, having their own employees, having, people post and, support their brand or support their stuff. And that seems to be working because one of them said that when they post an authentic content as opposed to something professional, they get more engagement. That means more likes, more shares, more comments, and that means like real dollars for businesses, for startups, for these brands.
Yeah, and absolutely. And I mean, Instagram and Facebook now are prioritizing posts in their newsfeed that have high engagement.
Yes.
And so if you're posting these professional shots with professional models, even though they look great, if your audience doesn't engage with it, nobody will see it. You'd be surprised if you're a business owner and you're going, gosh, I just don't get this social media thing and how to do it. More than likely, one of your employees is actually quite savvy with it. And so, great tip out there is be able to harness the information and kind of knowledge that your employees may or may not already have. So, other article.
Yeah, tell me who's been reading my emails.
Apparently, quite a few people have access to read your email.
I hate that.
So, Gmail has Gmail app developers. And you know how when you can like log into a website and you don't have to create a new username and password, you can just link it to your Google account? And then after that, you have another page that basically says, do you give this permission or this company permission to see
to go into
yada, yada,
all
yada.
of your stuff.
Yeah, and the light one is just like you're sharing your name and your profile picture, which is not the end of the world. It shows your email address. But on that page, it can actually say, share access with your calendar, or let this company manage your calendar. And there's a lot of apps out there, and I'm not going to single out an individual app because a lot of them I really like, but like some of them will scan your email for receipts and then tell you when a price for something that you purchased is lower so that they can automatically get you a refund. You have one of these.
What?
I'm looking at your face right now.
I'm just immediately thinking, like, what's in my email? Like, I feel, this is, you feel so targeted by the ads.
Yeah.
And it's because they're scanning your email. And it's like, I never told anyone I was interested in buying a bicycle, and I'm getting all bicycle ads. And it's like, that's how they do it, right?
So, anyway, if you're giving permission, you are acknowledging to give permission, but there... the interwebs went kind of crazy last week because there was this big old ordeal about app developers can read emails. So some tips for you.
Yes, tell us the tips.
When you're installing these apps, make sure that, that acknowledgement screen that you're looking at what you're actually giving access to. It's not too late, though. Well, it is too late if somebody's already read your email, but you can revoke access.
Okay.
So if you go into your Google settings, you can see which apps currently have access to your email, and you can revoke that access. And Google is pretty transparent about exactly what is being shared. But at the end of the day, this is not a Google thing. The user has to acknowledge it before any information is shared.
Yes.
So a session on the internet about that.
Privacy is such the hot topic, I feel like, right now.
Privacy is a hot topic, and we will save that for a different episode.
For another episode. Okay. Now it is time for Startup Garage Pop Quiz. The reason that our podcast is named Startup Garage is because so many businesses actually start in garages.
Yep.
So with that in mind, which out of these three companies, Vincent, started actually in a garage? Amazon, Disney, or Procter & Gamble?
I'm going to go with Amazon.
It's Amazon and Disney.
Wait, that's a question. Which of...
I told you it could be one or two.
Yeah, okay.
Or three.
Okay.
Do you want to do another one?
All right, let's go.
Okay, all right. Microsoft, Maglite, and 3M.
I'm going to go Microsoft and Maglite.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got it. Awesome. Okay, that's Startup Garage
I feel
Pop
bad
Quiz.
for Maglite. Everybody uses the flashlights on their cell phones now, and Maglite has such a great product.
I know, but they're still in the Fortune 500.
I know.
They're dropping, but they're
know.
still up there. So some people are still using flashlights. And that's a fun game you guys can play along with at home, or if you know one that not a lot of people know about. I've been digging into this, trying to find the garage companies. I feel like fewer companies are starting in garages now because a lot of them are starting in dorm rooms or incubators.
Yeah,
right?
or WeWork.
Or WeWork, yes, which is also in Fortune 500. Okay, so joining us now, we are so excited to welcome a very exciting guest. Jamie Bibler is the founder and CEO of Vivant Nashville. She's a female business owner, been in business for 4 years, is that right?
2.5.
2.5. Gosh, I feel like you've been around forever. And so we're so excited to have her on the show today talking about her journey as a female business owner. Okay, almost 3 years. You're coming up on 3. When is your anniversary?
It'll be February.
Oh my gosh, so exciting.
So we've got a little bit, but...
So you are doing something so unique. Bon Vivant is providing a service that no one else in Nashville is really doing. It's been so cool to follow your journey.
Thank you.
Reading some of the bios about you floating around the Nashville media, but for people who have not heard of Bon Vivant or not worked with you, which I can't imagine who haven't heard of you, share quickly what you do.
Absolutely. So we are a lifestyle management firm. Mm-hmm. Essentially, we are a high-end concierge for entertainment and hospitality. So we're a broker. We work with some of the top vendors and venues in town to create exclusive, over-the-top Nashville experiences. So, yeah.
That is so cool. And you officially launched in February of 2016.
Yeah.
But by then you had already landed one of your biggest clients? Your biggest
Yes.
client? A huge client.
Huge.
Tell us about that and how it happened.
Absolutely. So, what we do, obviously, are these unique experiences. But events, luxury branded events kind of fall into that realm, especially when you're doing custom dinners for 25. That can be an event, when you're doing it for the, top VIP, all the details that are included in that. So we do tend to do some events as well. Now, I've been in the event industry for 10 plus years.
That's your background.
That's my background, yes. So I've been in Nashville for 4 years at the time, I believe. And so I'd been doing events in the area. So when I was branching off to start my own company, people knew me here for doing events.
Sure, of course.
So Google YouTube was actually looking for a lead agency for their pop-ups here in Nashville. And, we had someone on Music Row that said, hey, you should call Jamie Bibler. And she's starting her own company. And so I got this phone call, and it was YouTube, Google executives on the phone. And
I love this.
Yeah, and what's so funny is at the time, we didn't even have a website at all. And so it's kind of funny. I'm a talker, and I just, before I could even stop myself, I just remember being on the phone with these executives and saying, well, I bet you Googled me, but you couldn't find anything. And it was dead silence. And then all of a sudden they started laughing, and they're like, you're right. And I'm like, all right, let me tell you. So I just kind of went into, just the spiel of, who we were and, what we provided and why we would be the best agency for them. And, we were very fortunate. They gave us a shot.
That is so cool.
And we did one pop-up here in Nashville, then we did another, and then we did another. And by the time that third one rolled around, they said, hey, we love what you do, and you figured us out. So, let's just keep this going. And so we've continue to follow them around the country and doing their pop-ups. So.
You got Googled by Google.
And
they found nothing.
They found nothing on Bon Vivant.
And they still were like, we have to hire you.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole fake it till you make it. I mean, that was the name of the game, still is.
I love that. Yes, I put that in my notes and underline it. I'm like, Jamie says, fake it till you make it. Yes. So you have a background in hospitality,
I do, yeah.
And then you were kind of toying with this idea of starting your own business, and then you got a push from someone to really get that going.
Absolutely. So I've been really, really fortunate my entire life. I have incredible parents who have always been so supportive and just given me this confidence that I probably didn't deserve, but I've had it because of them. Also, too, just an incredible group of female friends here in town that have always pushed me. I'm a dreamer, so I've always had these ideas. but it really came down to a special person and mentor to me, really, Stacy Stanifer, who she has just had an incredible influence on this community. She's a business consultant. She's a writer for USA Today, but she actually founded Nashville Lifestyles in January of 1999. And so, Nashville Lifestyles has been a staple here in this community. So she just really kind of started it all with regards to being in the know and who's who and the best of the best in the city. Was all through that magazine. So, she was actually a consultant for the business I was working for at the time, M Street, and which was incredible. That it was an incredible company to work for.
M
But then also,
is cool.
It's so
They're
cool.
always doing cool things.
So cool. I mean, I'm so grateful because, quite honestly, it was that position and being there that gave me the opportunity to cultivate some incredible relationships within the community that really allowed me to do what I'm doing now, to be honest. But Stacy was one of those relationships that
she do it.
Yeah,
you
and
can do it.
What's funny is I had already moved on from M Street, honestly, and I continued my relationship, my friendship with her outside of the consulting she did for the company. And I just remember, talking to her and. She just said, Jamie, I was trying to figure out my next steps, and it's like, Jamie, everywhere you go, every company you work for, you give 110%, and that's not going to change. So you have to consider, what about giving 110% to you,
to yourself,
and it just kind of like stuck with me, and just seeing her in the path that she's had, it was just such great inspiration, and again, the encouragement and support of my family and friends, and it was like a no-brainer.
I remember you telling me that she said you work every job like you own the company. So you might as well own the company.
You might as well own the company.
I love that. That is very cool. So then you set out, you got started, and you didn't spend months and months on a business plan, and that ended up working out in your favor, though. You said it really ended up being a win for you. Tell us about that.
It was definitely a win, and I understand that it's not true for every business and every situation. For us, it was, and I think it had to do with the business we were providing, the concept, but also timing too. Timing is right to just get started. It's kind of not necessarily something I'm proud of to say. I only worked on it for a month, but that was about it. Really working on it for a month, and I just thought, in the process of doing it, there were opportunities. I just thought, let's just go for it. And as you mentioned, it was actually worked out to our benefit because it wasn't locked into a plan. It wasn't something that I was so focused on, and it allowed me to just pivot. Which we did. A lot of that.
Because it started out not being as much about experiences, and then you shifted that way.
We did. We shifted. It was more of, working with the vendors and venues in town to do things such as reservations and, just, dinners and things of that nature. And then we just realized, wait, there's really something more here. What if we packaged these incredible, curated experiences? Because people were looking for more than just a reservation or just, transportation somewhere. They want it all to be taken care of. And just say, hey, you're gonna provide me with this. And it's something that isn't available to the general public. Something that's special and unique for our clients and that venue. And
getting all those details takes a lot of work and time, and that's where you guys come in.
Absolutely.
That is so cool. And also you said that your client base ended up not being what you thought it would be.
Absolutely.
Right? The balance between local and visitor. Tell us about that.
So, and that was part of it too. Again, I remember, working on this plan, and we were at one of the incredible resources we have here in town, the
Entrepreneur Center.
Right? And we're there, and we're on a whiteboard writing down, who our clientele were. And I just remembered, thinking local corporate, big letters, local corporate, and then, talking more about it. Thinking, there's some travelers coming in town. I remember writing real small, and they call it a quarter travelers. And it's really funny because within the first, year, it was like 70-30. It was like 70% of those VIP travelers. And so it was, again, like I said, it was easy for us to pivot because our concept is based on saying yes. It's what we do. We're yes people. It's a yes, company. So it was just yes. We can say yes now. We'll figure it out later, and we've managed to figure it out, which has been good.
That is awesome. So we talked a lot about the high points of being a business owner. What was your biggest challenge? Or biggest challenge to date, I guess?
Yeah, so I was so fortunate. When I started the company in February of 2016, I started with my best friend, my sister, soul sister, and best friend, and that was just incredible. She believed in me and the concept and gave it her all, 110%, and it was after the first year she decided to, start a family and kind of go a separate way. And she is still my sister, and it was probably the most incredible transition you could possibly have. You hear all the time, that not to go into business with family or friends. And we both understood what could happen, but to be honest with you, we're closer now than we ever have been because I think we went through that together. I think I said to you, it's so much easier to jump off a cliff holding your best friend's hand. Yes. And that's exactly what we did. So we went through that together. But the challenge being, when she did decide to, take a step back from the company, at first I was thinking, oh goodness, my best friend, I'm not going to spend 80 hours a week with my best friend, and I'm losing my sounding board and all of this. But what it really came down to, in addition to those things, was the fact that the nuts and bolts of someone that put in 80 hours worth of work,
and loved
someone that was
it.
Passionate, that was
like
it was their baby, and so
it was your co-baby.
Absolutely. So that was really kind of has been my biggest challenge, is trying to manage it. Okay, going forward, because the company is growing. Yeah. So how do I manage that as a sole owner of the company?
And you decided not to bring on another partner or investors.
No, not yet. It's definitely something interested in the future as we grow, but I haven't yet. Just kind of grown our team. And we've been really fortunate. We live in this incredible city with so much talent and
resources.
Absolutely, and so that's been so helpful and has allowed our company to grow.
But I mean, it's your blood, sweat, and tears.
Tears.
Just mostly tears. So I can understand how that's hard to think, like, will someone put in 80 hours a week? Will someone work as hard as I do? When you bootstrap it up for almost 3 years, that's amazing. Do you have a big lesson that you've learned along the way that you think would be worthwhile to share to aspiring business owners?
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of piggybacking off of the answer to the last question, which was, the biggest challenge being, the going from a partnership to a sole owner. Timing is really everything. Timing was everything when we started the company, but timing also with regards to making certain decisions. And, one thing was I've struggled. It's been a struggle to me to determine when I needed to bring on more help. I'm personally somebody that just has always pushed myself to the limits. I just always have. And so determining, okay, wait a second,
I could use an extra set of hands.
Exactly, and it's beneficial for the company to do so. And not only I need to do it in order to grow. And so that's probably been the biggest challenge. And I think now, I talked to you about this earlier, but goodness, we're to the point where something special has really happened to me personally, and that's having the feeling or having this epiphany that, wait a second, what this little baby idea that I started with is now bigger than me. It goes
cool.
beyond me, and
it's like the aha moment.
Yeah, wait a second. Those that have encouraged and supported me, my friends and family and mentors along the way. But now I've built up, team members here in the city that are passionate about this concept, that have, invested themselves in this concept, their time and their energy, and and they look for that paycheck. And not only, it's not just a paycheck, but, they tell me all the time, this is fun. What we do is fun.
It sounds fun. It sounds really hard, but also really fun.
It is very hard, and they will tell you that. But it's also a lot of fun. We get to be, there's so many incredible things going on in the city, and we get to show that to people, you know? And so it's an incredible opportunity. And, and so, again, there's people that believe in it so much that on days when I'm feeling a little down because I am by myself and I just want to shut the door, slowly shut the door and walk out, it's like, no, I can't do that. I never really truly want to, but I can't.
Because it's bigger than you now.
It's bigger than me. And there's so many people that I, have a responsibility to now that have invested just as I have. And so it's important that I do the best that I can for them.
So landing Google before you even started and opened your doors is huge. Having that feeling, this is bigger than me, is amazing. What is another time that you kind of had that realization, like, oh, I'm a successful business owner. I'm making it happen.
Well, I don't know about that yet, but I really that's my big moment at the start, and then now, and particularly this year, but last 6 months, I guess I would say, it's a continued thing where I'm answering the phone and I'm like, really? Me? What? Like, you know, where these national clients are calling and these opportunities.
Yeah.
So all of this work, you know, that has been put in by myself and others that have been passionate about this concept, now it's coming to fruition.
Yeah.
And so every day it's like those little phone calls, whether it's a celebrity wanting us to do something, you know, special for them or helping them with a special occasion, or it's a national client, you know, that wants to do, you know, some sort of pop-up event, or it's coming to town for, you know, something special and wants us to just kind of take over for them. I'm still just kind of blown away when I answer the phone, and I'm just like, really? But again, that fake it till you make it. I don't act like it, but in my head, I'm thinking, wait a second, really?
Just
me?
play cool.
What? Bon Vivant, really? Little old Bon Vivant, Nashville, Tennessee.
That's awesome. That is so cool. Okay, we're just about out of time, so tell everyone where they can find you, your socials, your website, how to get in touch.
Absolutely. So our website is bonvivantnashville.com. You can go on there and check it out. We have some of our exclusive experiences listed on there, but also, too, to keep in mind that so much of what we do is customized.
Yeah.
We actually have a link that you can follow where you can submit information that we build profiles on clients to be able to provide them with the custom best experience, you know, fitting to their desires here in the city. So there's that. We also are on Instagram and Facebook, Bon Vivant Nash.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
in.
you.
This has been a blast. I have like 10 more questions that we'll ask you off the air because I'm so fascinated by your business.
Oh,
so
thank
congratulations
you.
on your success and
Thank you.
continued. All right. So coming up next week, we have two exciting guests. Monday, July 16th, Chris Thomas, the founder and CEO of Made South. I am so excited to talk to him. He's pivoted his business, which is a really interesting move and a challenging move, but I think it's been a huge success. He used to be subscription boxes, and now he does these huge flagship events. It's an evolution I cannot wait to learn about. They also have a podcast called Potluck. Podcasts are very cool these days. Yes, Chris Thomas will be joining us Monday, July 16th.
Also on Monday, July 16th, we're also going to have Topher Fleming, who's the co-founder of Super Cool Fun Fest, really awesome nonprofit. You know, we talked a little bit on our last episode about how a lot of the times when you think entrepreneurs, it's you're getting into a for-profit business, and the reality is all nonprofits have to start in some type of way as well. So he's going to be joining us talking about his local cause that he's really supporting. They have a big event on Saturday the 14th, so he'll be coming fresh off of that. He's going to tell us about some of his successes, some of his challenges, the process of starting, you know, his nonprofit, and we're so excited to be able to hear about how he's gained partnerships and sponsorships along the way.
And I'm actually going to that event, so I'll be able to report back on how successful I think it was. I'm just kidding. They have a lot more partnerships and sponsors this year than they ever had. So their event has continued to grow and grow. And I think last year, actually, I don't want to say the wrong number. They wrote a big check to Greenways of Tennessee, and they're doing that again this year. So
it's such a good cause.
Yes, it's very cool, and it's neat to see like a 501c as a startup being successful in Nashville.
Stay tuned for more updates. We're going to announce more guests as we book them. And so for now, we're Startup Garage Live. Make sure you follow our page on Facebook, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Thanks so much.
We'll see you back here Monday at 5:30 live at the Google Fiber Center in the Gulch.
Thanks, everyone. We're wrapped.
Woo!
Nice job.